Changing the time frame in hopes of ensuring victory. In California, the Democrat-controlled legislature says the state will pick up the full cost for a special recall election against Governor Gavin Newsom. That decision eliminates a budget committee process that would have caused the vote to be delayed until late October or November. Now, with the state paying the full cost, the election is likely to be held in August or September, and that may help Governor Newsom. Well, joining us is spokesperson for the Gavin Newsom recall effort, Joe Collins. Joe, it's good to talk to you again. So many people would say the California legislature's action to pick up the full $200 million tab is positive because it removes a costly burden from local governments. But I'm sure you view it as a negative. Why?
Well, just speeding up the whole entire election, the recall election process is a burden in itself. I look at it as a negative thing because it makes it seem like the Democratic legislators here in California are trying to pull a fast one on the people. We haven't found a candidate yet who can get support from the Democrats and Republicans or raise money in order to continue to push for the recall election of Gavin Newsom.
And what people don't realize, it's not just a recall, it's also electing a new governor. The governor-appointed Citizen Compensation Commission just voted to give Newsom a $9,000 raise, which increases Newsom's salary to more than $218,000 per year. Now, does that help or hurt his chances of surviving recall? How likely is it that he would refuse to accept it?
I think he will accept it. As far as hurting his recall, I have no idea. It just shows that the Democrats like the condition that California is in. I mean, homelessness is at its highest. Businesses are leaving. We have a huge immigration problem. And these are issues that Gavin Newsom has yet to be able to fix. Gavin Newsom is too busy worrying about social issues when it comes to things like the LGBTQ community, when it comes to things like giving taxpayers dollars to illegal immigrants, when it comes to creating commissions to study reparations. These are the issues that he's focused on, not rebuilding California. So if he takes the money, it will give people who want to recall Gavin Newsom more ammunition to recall him. But him accepting a raise is not going to hurt his chances of being recalled or not.
Well, he's got a $76 billion surplus, I guess, coming into the budget and or into the coffers there in the state. And also, I think as things are opening up, he's hoping people will not remember the harsh lockdown. But he received a lot of harsh criticism over his tough COVID lockdown mandates. But he didn't follow his own rules when he ate at that French Laundry restaurant without wearing a mask. So now he's trying to win favor with California voters, Joe, by handing out $50 gift cards to people if they get vaccinated. He's establishing a $116 million lottery pool for vaxxed people. And he wants to give $600 checks to middle-class residents. So the timing seems interesting. What do you think of all this?
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. It seems like he's trying to buy his way into that governor's seat for a long run. We know Gavin Newsom wants to run for president of the United States, but with the way California is going, I doubt that's going to happen. Hopefully the people of California wake up and finally start to see that they deserve better than what they've gotten from Gavin Newsom, better than what they've gotten for the rest of the Democrats who've been aiding in his running of California.
Well, Joe, it seems the recall effort and Republican gubernatorial candidates had some momentum going for a while. Now it's slowed a bit. At this point, it looks like Newsom may pull off an upset victory if the vote comes sooner rather than later. How are you going to turn it around?
It's possible. I think one of the biggest things is finding a candidate that can reach over and get support from Democrats, get support from independents and Republicans, and be able to push the envelope on recalling Gavin Newsom. We have to remind the American people that every time you step out your door and you see homeless people or you see feces or anything on the streets is because of Gavin Newsom. If you wake up in the morning and you can't pay your bills, it's because of Gavin Newsom's. And the handouts are not going to work. It's only a short-term benefit. As soon as Gavin Newsom is reelected, he's going to go back to business as normal, and that's destroying California.
Well, I remember as a child going to San Francisco. It was just beautiful at that time. Of course, that was back in the 60s. But more recently, it's like I couldn't believe my eyes. What's going on there with people with needles and living in tents and so forth. Why is that happening, Joe?
Well, Gavin Newsom's a poor legislator, and the rest of the Democrats are too. I mean, when you have so many restrictions and the cost of living goes up, you have to blame the restrictions and the taxes. Then we have to couple that with the mental health issue that we have here in California. And then we have to couple that with people having money but not being able to afford housing. All this contributes to the alarming homeless population that we have in California. And these are issues that has to be fixed. These are issues that the people who are running for office right now for governor should be addressing every single day.
Okay, a lot of problems to deal with there in California. Joe Collins, official Gavin Newsom recall campaign spokesman. Thank you, Joe, for joining us.
Thank you so much.